Start the intro in a second. What is going on, people? Good afternoon. This is your boy Oga Kwame, and we are back with another edition, another episode, really, of the Footy Fantasy Podcast that comes to you every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, I think 2 p.m. Central, and 12 Pacific, I think. If you do like our content, follow us on YouTube. Our YouTube is Footy Fantasy. On Instagram, we are Fantasy Footy, and on Twitter, I believe we're also Footy Fantasy. I am not sure, but all those links will be posted when this video gets posted up on YouTube, and highlights also get posted on YouTube and Instagram as well. I have with me today. The only man, okay, Ray, we can hear you now. The only man I know who supports the white and black. This man supports the white and black like he's a camera from the Civil War. Man like Raji Del Piero, what is going on, bro?
I'm good, man. Some people thought I wasn't gonna show up. I'm gonna show up, man.
Oh no! You had to show up, man.
I'm proud of my boys.
I knew you were gonna show up. All that talking, all that chest, you couldn't spread chest like that and not show up, bro.
Nah, I had to show up. I've been getting some interesting messages on the group. You know, this extraordinary league of gentlemen who can't.
that group is in it. That group is anything but a group of gentlemen.
But I think it was a good game. Anyway, I'm glad I'm here, and I'm gonna speak for my boys as much as I can.
Of course. Always good to have you, man. Always good to have you. We also have our boy from that side of London that is going to win the league. Man is out here, looking like Patrick Vieira mixed with dash of Thomas Partey. I don't know, man. What is going on, bro?
Good, man. Can you guys hear me? Just checking that first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. Perfect. Excellent. Yeah, no, doing good. Yeah, just it's so far so good. 1 week at a time. It was good to watch the game and then just relax the rest of the weekend and enjoy football as a neutral. It was a weird feeling, but I'm enjoying this feeling. But good to catch up with you guys.
Good to have you, man. Good to have you, man. I'm low key jealous of you because that is like the perfect place to be on a weekend where your team plays early. You get the job done, and now you just watch the rest of the peasants, fight it out. But congrats on winning the league. I'm sure people will fly in from all over the world for that parade.
I mean, 1 week at a time, but we're doing good so far. What'd you say?
I said I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm confident that we can win the league, but again, there's still out to May, anything can happen. But best believe I'm going to London when that happens. So
I did read somewhere that I don't know who are the bookies that run these numbers, but they say Arsenal has I think like 42% chance of winning the league. City has like a 50-something% chance of winning the league. I don't know. Whoever did that research, they're definitely not watching Arsenal this season. But anyway, we already have comments flying in.
Okay.
Raji, your favorite.
Bruno G hype. Dang, guys are going in already.
No. Bruno G is class. He's class. And today, he showed his class. Even though you guys are. AY says, please post the link. Let us call in. I think Ayo can take care of that. Ayo, you can if you can if you can post the link in the YouTube chat and then also in the Facebook group as well. I think some people might be watching from Facebook. Just post the link for them to call in. And we're going to be limiting calls to 2 minutes because we are trying not to make this a really long podcast. Lingard, the Scout's queen. Shaking my head, trying to change the group's photo. Listen, the group photo is already changed. My manager already delivered on his first in his first season, but we're gonna dive into that in a little bit. So today was the Carabao Cup final. Of course, Manchester United played against Newcastle United, and look, the scoreline suggests that some might think it was a walk in the park, but I do not think so. Raji, what's going on? What do you think of that game? Tell us how you felt. Tell us what your posture was going into the game, and when the game started, did you change in your?
So I'll give you like an overview of how the whole week. If you notice, I haven't really been posting much in the channel.
You didn't.
I just shut my mouth for the whole week, but it's fine. I think that as the week went on, I saw the Manchester Barcelona game. And the game changer that Anthony was in that game. The doubts there to set in, which is all right. The thing I saw and I felt was the issue was that there was too many players in too many players that you can distribute the ball to in Manchester that could make a change. A game changer. And one of the things that we've noticed in the last few weeks for Newcastle is that Bruno Guimaraes is the main focal point of creation for Newcastle. If you can get Bruno Guimaraes out of the game, you can reduce the effectiveness of Newcastle significantly.
Yes.
And what happened in this game, every time Bruno Guimaraes was on the ball, there were 2 or 3 players on him. Yep. And they just, they walked him out of the game. So it's difficult to have creativity when the main person that's going to create the chances for you is currently blocked. And then when Manchester United had the chances, they took it. I think that would the game have been different if Pope was in? Maybe. I think that, the conversations that the team would have had was that they had to protect the goalkeeper in this game. Something that probably a discussion that probably wouldn't have happened if Pope was in there, because they would have known that Pope can take care of himself. So in a scenario like that, is those small margins that made the difference. And the fact that we created many stuff where we couldn't finish is not a very strong point for Newcastle going forward. The good thing is that we've made it to Europe now. Whatever the case, Manchester United is going to make it to the Champions League. So we are going to be the runners-up and get into Europe. So
Conference League or Europa League?
I think it's the Conference League.
Okay.
But it would be nice to get a Champions League spot. But I think that there's a depth problem that Newcastle has, that you can point to one player, and we don't have anybody to produce the amount of creativity that player has. Alan Maximin was good, but the Manchester United defense was better. Almiron was good. The Manchester United defense was better. They knew how to deal with it. And it's just this consistency that Manchester United has had this last 6-7 weeks, and it just kind of played out. They're in a row right now, and we couldn't beat them on the day, so it's fine. There's gonna be another year.
Do you think that because there was a point in that game where it looked like Bruno Guimaraes would not continue? I'm not sure how he went down, or if he got if it was like an actual impact injury. But do you think he was carrying a little bit of an injury from the 20th minute all the way to the end?
So I don't know if he was or he wasn't. I can't say for sure. But one of the things that I can say for sure is that if the injury is not big enough, he's going to play. We saw the ankle roll that he had, and they said he was going to be out for weeks, and then all of a sudden the next week he was playing.
Yeah.
He likes to play football, so if it's just a small injury, I don't think it's going to be a big problem. One of the things that Newcastle fans should be worried about is the setback from this game. Losing the finals is going to be a drain, because Newcastle didn't have a game throughout the week, and the focus was just on this game. You go in with the level of excitement that, oh my God, we're going to win it. And then you lose the game. I just hope that the next few games, because the next game we have is against Manchester City, that the team can just pick themselves up and try to get this game going, because it would not be a good idea for us to slump for the rest of the season. The good thing is we've gotten 40 points and we can't be relegated.
Wow.
well, let's see how the rest of the season plays out.
Who would you say is, even though you guys lost, who would you say is your man of the match?
I would say, like, from the overall man of the match, I would say it's Casemiro, because his presence was, you could feel his presence. To me, it's either Casemiro or De Gea. I think we were talking about this before the podcast began. There were many points in that game where if Newcastle had scored, the game would have changed.
Yes.
And De Gea was St. Maximin created many chances. De Gea stopped the ball with his hands. There was one ball that it was a corner kick that it was going to the end corner that De Gea palmed it out. If any of those goals had gone in, that would have given Newcastle the momentum to just go harder and harder and harder. And maybe we would have gotten a second half goal or 2 goals. But he kept the game. He kept the team, the new Manchester United, in the game, and he kept them alive throughout. So, yeah, I think that for me, I'll go with De Gea. De Gea was man of the match, followed closely by Casemiro.
Okay, Ray, from outside looking in, I mean, I'm sure you did not want Manchester United to win, but what did you think of the game generally? Like, how did did Eddie Howe approach the game the way you expected?
That's a good point. Starting with of course, I never want Manchester United to win, so I think you were right there. And and you know what? Yeah, I think going into this game, I'm going to echo a lot of points that Don mentioned there. Going into the game, I think Newcastle had lost a little bit of steam that they had earlier on in the year. Obviously, they were very defensively solid. They weren't scoring a lot of goals, but it was hard to break them down. But over the last couple of weeks, something's changed, and I think he touched on it. There's a bit of a squad depth thing there where they kind of lost a little bit of steam. And with games, confidence and momentum, it makes a huge difference, right? Because I think last time I was on the podcast, I remember we were talking. I was afraid of Newcastle as a competitor for the title. Again, just because they had that momentum going on, it was hard to beat them. The last couple of weeks kind of slowed down. So going to the game, and then of course with the whole the 2 goalkeeper situation, United was a favorite. Just going into the game, and I was hoping Newcastle would be able to do something extra. Just to it's a cup final. Like, hey, this is your chance. But I do know United, as much as I do not like United. They always have game changers. Even, now you guys are on form, but even when you guys were, sort of struggling with us in the 6th and 5th, United always had game changers. I remember playing against United. You attack them, so again, similar thing where Newcastle did their best to attack them, but again, De Gea making those stops. And then next thing you know, there's like a 6 minute of madness where United scored 2 goals out of the blue in a sense, and then you're just struggling at that point because again. At this level, the margins are so fine that 2 goals, that's it. You can pepper them all you want. You still need to score 2 goals, right? So I think generally Eddie approached it as best as he could, and United was full strength with Casemiro. It's almost like the way I see United and Arsenal, there's similarities in the sense that you can almost predict how the midfield situation is going to work out. Once Casemiro is in, they're going to have a really good game. It's going to be hard to beat United with Casemiro playing in the midfield. And obviously this is not taken away from all the other talent, because at the end of the day, someone's got to put the ball in the back of the net, right? But once Casemiro is in, that's why whenever Casemiro is out of the game, I'm always happy. And you can argue, again, not to make it about Arsenal, with like Partey out, although we'll talk about that later. Generally, you can kind of dictate them. So I think Newcastle do their best. I think they just had that. I think it was like a 6 minutes, was it? Or where there was 2 goals. And then at this level in the cup final, it was hard at that point. So United was the favorites, and they got the trophy. So that's basically all my
I mean, hard to this. Let me take some comments real quick. I have to disagree with you both. Wenger says, "Shake my head." Oh no, we already read that. Prince AY goes, don't worry, I just have a question for Raji.
Oh boy.
Finger goes, data change it back. Oh, the picture for the group has been changed again. That is just a hitter, bro. Okay, people, United. I mean, I agree with
Which United? Newcastle is also United.
Hey.
that is true. Okay, people, you need to clarify, bro. That's true. There is another United in town. But I actually think the game was won in halftime when Ten Hag brought in Aaron Wan-Bissaka, because that early yellow card for Diogo Dalot, Maximum was going to milk that the entire game. Dalot was a walking red card, especially with the way Maximum plays. Like Reggie said, I think United had quality. We had more quality to finish when it mattered. That cross from Luke Shaw for Casemiro's header, that kind of quality, it's very hard to defend against it. We can talk about, he had a free header, but it's very, very hard to defend against balls like that. But it's not like Newcastle did not have their chances too. I mean, Maximum always gets in good positions. It's just that does he have that that final quality? I don't think he has perfected that yet. And we just had a really, really good defense. Licha Martinez played his life out today. Like, this guy, I'm sure Licha Martinez is, he was carrying a head injury that whole game from the time he I think, was it Fabian Schär he collided with? So I just think our defense won it. And 2-0 is a very deceptive scoreline. You think you're comfortable. One goal from Newcastle, and like Raji said, it's a different game, completely different game. So, big up to my coach for defending really well. Well, we have this, and this is why Ray is on here to keep waxing lyrical about Arsenal this season. I did not watch the Leicester City game, but I saw that you guys had a goal disallowed from was it Leandro Trossard? What a finish that was! That was a beautiful goal. I'm not even sure why it got disallowed, but I was happy it got disallowed anyway. But then you guys went and scored anyway. So go ahead and talk about that game, Ray. How was, because you guys were not. I didn't see you guys in any real danger of not picking up 3 points in that game. Was that how you guys felt as a fan base?
Yeah. So going into the game, I think what the difference between this game and the Aston Villa game was that Arsenal started on the front foot, and they were high pressing and just did not give Leicester room to breathe in the first half there. So we were just creating chances, but the difference is they kind of kept us at bay. And also we had tons of chances. So that first half we dominated that, and hence that disallowed goal. And I'm just kind of flying over obviously the first half there. And I think, but again, the frustration was that there was no goal coming for all our domination. And then the second half, we basically just started the second half right as the same way we started the first half. The one thing I would say, come with Trossard coming in, Arteta made a good tactical switch. Instead of having Trossard on the left, in place of Martinelli, he actually hadn't played a false 9, almost like Gabriel Jesus, and Martinelli was on the left. And as we've seen, as an Arsenal fan, we've been following Arsenal. Some of Martinelli's slump in form, again, relatively the last couple of weeks until last week ago, was partly due to the fact that him and Nketiah don't quite connect as well as him and Jesus connect. So Jesus drifts to the left, allows Martinelli to drift to the middle, that kind of interchange, in addition to obviously just everything else that Jesus brings to the game. So Trossard was sort of like a mini version of that, and you see the opportunity. And then the goal actually came of that. Trossard was out wide, Martinelli was able to drift off him in the middle, quick pass, and then scored that. So we started the second half as soon as the way we finished the first half. The difference is we were able to get that one goal, and then generally after that we just sort of we huffed and puffed. The thing is, I felt that we were a bit nervous in terms of actually the finishing. We controlled the game, but I think what it was is I don't know, obviously the last couple of weeks and that crazy Aston Villa game was still on their minds. So there was a little bit of a hesitancy in, before you make that pass. They wanted to make the perfect pass. We were still in control, and I felt that even if Leicester scored, because there's a chance they can always score a long ball, Vardy, Daka, anybody. I felt Arsenal still had 1 or 2 or 3 gears to go, even if Leicester scored. So it was more of that sort of like, just get the second goal and don't have to get Leicester to score before you get to that next gear. So long story short, I didn't feel that we're in any danger. Obviously, it's football. You never know, anything can happen. Yeah. So obviously, it's easy for me to say this in hindsight. But I genuinely believe even if they scored, we'll just have to step it up. Which so we got it over the line with the 1-0 again, just to get the 2 away wins, just to sort of get back onto that momentum of winning again. I think that's critical considering the slump we had a couple of weeks ago. So generally, I didn't feel any worry again. When I wouldn't say any, because it's football, anything can happen. But generally, I felt we could always go up 1 more gear even if they scored.
Yeah. Leicester are just dead food. Like those guys had 0 shots on target until like the 72nd minute or something like that. They're a terrible team. How they beat who did they beat 4-0? Was it Tottenham? I don't remember.
Maddison was missing though, so I'll give them that. Not that I'm making excuses for them, but just saying that's their most creative player. But we still sort of play them out. So
anyways, are you still team? We're just trying to make top 4, or you're winning the league?
Team trying. Oh no, I'm not. I think we are. No. Hey, let the man talk, man. I'm about to say my chest. Let the man talk. I was like, team top 4. I was like, yeah, no, we're past that. I think, yeah, we can win the league. Again, because at this point, we just need to match Manchester City's results, and I don't think that's impossible to do. I'm not saying we have to win every game, so let's clarify. Just match the results. And Manchester City has some tough games coming up. So do we, of course. But again, if you want to go into it, they got to play Newcastle. Newcastle's going to be wounded. Maybe they might, because Newcastle also wants to make sure they stay in top 4. And yes, okay, Manchester City, it's Man City. They'll beat someone 7-0 today, but they're still going deep in a lot of competitions, Champions League, FA Cup, I believe. So why can't we match the results? So I'm confident we can win the league.
You remember you men are playing in the Europa League too, though.
Yeah, I get it. Again, I'm not, obviously we're good, but I argue most Arsenal fans, if you were to pick, would pick the league. Whereas City, they have to win this Champions League, and it's almost like that extra thing. Again, doesn't mean we're gonna let go of the Europa League, obviously, but again, the point is week by week. And then just match results. I like that Liverpool, so they were gaining traction at the right time. Now they're kind of wobbling, so they might knock off a couple of points. I'm just praying. I just don't want United to sneak into it. I'm keeping one eye, the back of my eye. Hey, just
sneak into what?
Hey, I'm just saying. Yeah. I was worried though. Like 2 weeks ago, I was like, if we're gonna lose, at least
never take your eyes off United.
You see what I'm saying? I know. My eye.
No,
the back of my eye.
United.
Bro, what are you talking about? We're so far
I'm saying
behind
that
you
Manchester
guys.
United is a threat.
They are a threat. Arsenal. I agree. And I'm saying that as an Arsenal fan.
See, I like how you guys are just skipping past Manchester City and going straight to Manchester United are a threat. Your threat is still Manchester City. Manchester United is not even close.
I will never forget 1995-96 season. Newcastle was leading by 12 points.
Damn.
And Manchester United still won the league. So yeah, don't sleep on Manchester.
I said that's more Newcastle.
So Raja, are you saying Arsenal loses this one?
I'm not. I've already let my position be clear. I don't think Arsenal is winning the league.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Arsenal. I've said it many times on the channel. So if they win the league, I'm going to give you guys the props you deserve. But if you ask me right now, until you guys are lifting the trophy, I don't think you guys are winning the league. But
yeah, I mean,
to be obvious,
my position is the same. Arsenal's not winning this. Arsenal's not winning this. Arsenal's not going to win this league. That's my position as well.
Right.
I think you guys will finish second. And you will be very close, but you're not gonna win it.
Arsenal still has depth issues, man. Just like Newcastle, you guys have depth issues.
We do, but we've also addressed it sort of. Obviously, not you can't address every depth issue, but I would argue the difference. And I think when I came on this podcast last time, that was my biggest concern is if Partey goes down. I literally said that. I was like, if Partey goes down, I'm like, Jesus, sure. I think most people here said it was Jesus. But for me, I was like, if Partey goes down, we're like done. Like I actually said that. And when, the January transfer window, obviously we all know the Huluba and Chelsea and all that. But we ended up with Jorginho. And at first, like my immediate reaction was like, oh God, why this guy? Right? Like that was like my immediate reaction. And then after, the transfer window closed, my brain took over and I thought about it. I was like, okay, you know what? I guess it's better to have someone than nothing, because that's last season when we capitulated in our top 4 chase. That was a big thing. We're having Sambi Lokonga play as Partey, and that not blaming him, but you get the idea. So Jorginho, I was like, okay, it'll be all right. And then the last 2 games he played, and against teams that will dominate possession more, I think he actually did an okay job. Still off the ball, nowhere near where Partey would be, but and again, that we're on the ball most of the time. He's actually played a lot better than I said. So to me, that's kind of like that's because at the end of the day, you can't have 2 Summers Parteys. Like Arsenal doesn't have $300 million just to throw around and have some, you know what I'm saying? So they I'm like, okay, fair enough. And Trossard can sort of be the, top, the front 3 positions. Again, they didn't spend the money that they wanted because they didn't get the main signings, but they still did something. And I think that's addressed some of it, obviously. But generally, I think, the depth issues, I think they've done enough.
They've addressed.
I think they've done enough to that they should get across the line this season. Again,
this season.
Next season going on, Champions League is a whole different conversation at that point.
Yeah. Wow. Arsenal's going to be in Champions League next season, bro. Yeah, I don't even think when was the last time you guys saw a Champions League ball at the Emirates Stadium? What, 6 years ago?
Maybe 7. It's been too freaking long. I don't even know what the song sounds like. Yeah.
Let me take some comments. The next topic is about Bukayo Saka. So Ray, you're going to have to get involved in this one as well. But Prince AY goes, Raju, repeat after me. It's the hope that kills. Prince AY is out here just
dang.
Prince AY is going ham.
He's enjoying himself.
Goes, I will write a petition to the EPL to not condone grape in the Premier League. Arsenal Leicester was a grape of 2 house pretty much. Whoa.
Somebody's using the R word.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Prince AY goes, just be city so we can make top 4. Prince AY, listen, let me tell you something. Let me just tell you something right now. This goes to Prince AY and all the Arsenal fans, right? First, they go, oh, we just want top 4, right? Mm-hmm. Then they go, we're winning the league. Mm-hmm. And now it's, we still want, are you man confused or what? We just want, you're winning the league, bro. If you guys not win the league, I'm not, forget this whole top 4 thing. I do not care.
They're hedging their bets.
Yeah, they're hedging their bets. They know.
Just say.
We can win the league. I don't know this top 4 based conversation.
Well, the rubbish you just said,
it's moved.
Is it the Manchester nonsense that I said?
No, because you said Arsenal's not going to win the league. That's what you said.
Yeah,
that's fine. It's fine. You have to confuse
the enemies.
You have to confuse the enemies. Nah, bro, I'm not confused. That's the point. I see through your confusion, bro. I'm not confused at all. But actually, let me get to Raji on this one first. Let Raji on first about the whole Bukayo Saka thing. I'm not sure if you watched that podcast when Ayo and EJ were going back and forth about Bukayo Saka versus Marcus Rashford. I don't even. I'm not going to get into that today. But the question here is
who would you choose?
Since Fabregas is Saka Arsenal's best, product from their academy, young player.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of. I think the way he creates something out of nothing this last few games, and it's not just one game now. It's been consistent over the last 2 seasons.
Yeah,
you've got to give him the credit. But is he better than Fabregas? I wouldn't say he's better than Fabregas at this point, man. Okay, you seen that question
Since Fabregas, yeah, since Fabregas.
Sure, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But if the question is he better than Fabregas, I would say let's give it a few more seasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I had to choose between Saka and and Marcus Rashford right now, I probably would go with Marcus Rashford. But I would say that it's going to be a strong Saka for second because, yeah, one of the things that a lot of people don't give Rashford a lot of props for, he's a very physical player. He's big and he's fast. He's very physical, good with the legs. And I think that I've seen many times this season where he does a juke, and because he's so big, you think he's going somewhere, and he goes somewhere totally different, and he just opens up space. Yeah. I mean, Saka has some great skills too, but I would choose Rashford in my team over Saka at this point. But I think that if the question is he the best one since Fabregas, then I would say yes.
Right. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, I mean, the question is it's kind of obvious. Like, in terms of best player since Fabregas, yeah, it's a hands down. I'd say who are the other? Wilshere? No, I'm just saying, like, that's Wilshere, but then his injuries, he never went anywhere, so maybe pretend, right? So I think it's a pretty straightforward answer to me. I'd be rare to find anyone that, Arsenal fan or not, that disagrees that, at least from an Arsenal player's perspective, Saka is the best young Arsenal player since Fabregas. He's been doing. I heard
Wilshere was at the hospital so much he started volunteering for the NHS.
Damn, you guys are savage. I think that question was set up so we can diss Wilshere. I'm pretty sure. It's such an obvious question. I
made these questions.
I
think the point with Bukayo Saka is this, and of course, as a Niger person, it's hard to hate on. It's hard to hate on Bukayo Saka, but I just don't like that guy. I do not like him. He always looks like he has more space and time than he actually has, and that is a mark. that is a mark of a genius, really. And something else he has been adding to the game that I've seen this season, and I've not seen that in the last couple of seasons. The man has a shot on that left foot. I've not seen that. That goal against Manchester United came out of nowhere. Yeah, we can talk about, they hear the ball came through traffic, they hear couldn't see. No, but the whip on that ball was ridiculous. So he's when we talk of how players should progress, how young players should progress and become better throughout their career, Bukayo Saka is a prime example of that. Bukayo Saka, Rafael at AC Milan, like the way, and I wish Marcus Rashford had that kind of, because for a few years we can argue that Marcus Rashford's development just stagnated, like between the ages of I think like 21 and 20. Well, Rashford is 25 right now. Between 21 and 24, Rashford just flatlined, and that's just because he wasn't getting coached, point blank, period. Yep. Bukayo Saka is getting some great coaching. And we have to give credit where credit is due. That's down to the coaching he's receiving under Mikel Arteta and his technical staff. So the boy is, and I saw that he just signed a new contract. Did he or did he not?
It's basically a verbal agreement, so it's probably going to be signed the next week or two.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I cannot wait for him to leave that club. That way,
you'll be waiting a while because he just signed a contract. So
okay, all right.
Yeah, no, and I think the thing about Saka too is like, I think Thierry Henry said it. It's like he's Mr. Nice Guy, smile. So he could, maybe like last season he could deceive players like, oh, he's a nice guy. But Henry did say, like, you know what, you gotta cut that nice guy and you got to be a beast on that field, and then you can smile with the people after. So I think that's one thing that he is this season is like from a mentality aspect. I think that's one thing that I would know he'll be adding to his talent, because then now everyone knows, okay, Bukayo Saka, and then again now with Arsenal, if you want to stop Arsenal, just double up on Bukayo Saka as best as you can. That's part of the strategy, which ironically has kind of freed up Martinelli a little bit. So again, not to wax lyrical about Arsenal, but you kind of notice this ebb and flow. Like Martinelli is on form, and then Saka's on form, and then it switches. That's because teams like, okay, Saka's the guy now, double up on Saka, and he actually creates space on the left. But anyway, so yeah, I think that's Bukayo for me. I mean, again, there's not a coincidence like playing in England too. He's just consistently producing. So to me, it's like there's no debate there for me. Like, and it's not just because of like, I think if people actually try to be a bit more objective, I think Bukayo should get more credit than he probably is getting. That's just my personal thing. But because I mean, if it was a Brazilian playing for Brazil and a team that's like outside the Premier League, everybody would be shouting to go buy the guy to their team. So, you know, Guy Saka. Yeah.
He was a Nigerian playing for Nigeria, but he's a Nigerian playing for England. Or should I say he's English? I don't know. It's like you look at all these players and you go, shit, man, if Nigeria had all these players playing.
Oh boy. It's a whole different conversation.
And the truth is there are not many that, at least in terms of like that high quality, there are not many left-footed players that are out there on that right wing and doing it. You know, you look at players, compare him to people like Hakim Ziyech, compare him to people like maybe Di Maria, Anthony at Manchester United. The thing about Saka is I've noticed that every time he isolates his left back, he's always looking to commit that left back. Always. He's either going to go through or he's going to find a way to do it. Whether, you know, he gets an overlap or whether he actually goes through that left back or he crosses the ball into the box or he cuts in and shoots. Like, there's always something that's going to happen. It's not just like, you know, get the ball, run, cut back FC. No, that's not what you get from him. But, you know, look, like I said, when he leaves Arsenal, I'll give you like 2 years. He'll leave Arsenal in like 2 years. And, you know.
Where is he going?
Yeah, I don't know. I look, the way Barcelona is moving, you know.
Barcelona?
Who knows? Barcelona took Fabregas. Did they not?
Yeah, but okay, you're still old. You're still working the old paradigm. I know for the sake of banter, yeah. But that's such an old paradigm. Like Barcelona can't afford Premier League players anymore. Let's be real. I mean, if anything, I can see Man City. Like, let's talk realistic banter. Man City maybe, but then of course they have
Barcelona.
I would say maybe even Newcastle at some point, but Barcelona, like the Premier League is the new Super League. Let's be real. Like, come on.
So you don't see like a Real Madrid taking him?
Maybe Real Madrid.
But is gone. They don't have on that right wing is what's his face? Marco Asensio, you know, and
they also don't like English players like that though. Again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like he couldn't leave Arsenal. I'm just saying I can see more like a Man City, you know, if they get through all their financial whatever in like a couple years, like maybe Newcastle if they progress. But like, I'm not concerned about Barcelona taking Saka because they'll just mess him up over there. So,
bro, either way, as long as he's Arsenal, I'm good. That's all.
It's not leaving, so we're good either way.
Okay, now let's talk about Europa League. Europa League predictions, round of 16. Arsenal, yeah, you guys automatically qualified because you're top of your group. United had to go through Barcelona, and did we go through them in style? We ran through those guys the way people ran through.
Relax. You guys just had a one goal difference. You drew in Barcelona and you scored 2-1 at home.
We were supposed to win in Barcelona. We were supposed to win that game in Barcelona. Bro, we were playing against Barcelona. We were playing against UEFA. We were playing against UEFA. We were playing against FIFA. At some point, I saw Xavi get a jersey. Man was about to get on the pitch.
Anyway, go on with what you're trying to say.
But anyway, so this round we're just gonna do predictions only, and we're gonna start with Union Berlin versus Union SG. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't know what Union SG is. Who are these? Who are those people? You guys know who they are?
I've never. I think are they a French team? I don't think so.
Let me see where they're from.
Maybe a Dutch team. Yeah, they're then Belgian team. Yeah, okay.
They're a Belgian team. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just because look, I don't know who Union SG is. I'll pick Union Berlin to go through over 2 legs.
I'll say Union Berlin too.
Sorry about that.
I don't really know anything about this.
I don't know anything about Union.
Into this Europa leagues. Yeah. All right. Sure.
Sorry.
Union Berlin.
Can you guys hear me? Sorry, I lost
you.
Yeah. So I guess Union versus Union Saint-Gilloise.
Union SG.
Saint-Gilloise. Yeah, I'm gonna just say Berlin just because I think they're third in the Bundesliga, so they must be good. Not gonna lie.
Same here. Leverkusen versus again Ferenc. Bro, I don't know who that is. Are they from Greece or where?
They look like they're from Greece.
Okay, they're from Greece. Okay.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm picking Leverkusen over 2 legs.
Same.
Okay. All right. Next one. Sporting.
They're from Hungary, apparently.
Arsenal.
They're from Hungary.
Oh, they're from Hungary? Oh, okay. Wow.
Sporting Arsenal. I'll pick Arsenal. It'll be a good, high quality offensive game, but I think Arsenal will cross. I think Bayern plays for them now, so it'll be a reunion with Mr. Fashionista and his boys.
Oh, Bayern. Oh, okay. Wait, I thought Bellerin was he's in Sporting right now?
Yeah, he was a couple of places. He was in Spain, and then it was in somewhere, then Barcelona.
Shit, that man is just doing his fashion show throughout.
Hey, fashion tour. I'll say Arsenal.
Raju, who are you picking?
I'm going to break the mold on this one and say Sporting is going to lose.
Sporting is going to lose?
Yes.
That took us on a journey,
I'm picking Sporting to go through. I think Sporting beats Arsenal over 2 legs.
Yeah, fair enough.
Roma versus Real Sociedad. Right.
That's actually a good set, but I think Roma would probably have the edge.
Yeah, I'd say Roma. Mourinho would pull something out.
You can never know with Mourinho. He will just find some tactical way to win something.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm picking Roma to win the Europa League this season. By the way, I think they win the Europa League.
Man, if they do, man, that Mourinho's head will not stop growing, man.
It won't. You'll be like, respect, man, respect.
Heritage, football heritage. Didn't he win the Conference League with them last season?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did. I'm picking Roma to go through over 2 legs. Sevilla, Fenerbahce.
Ooh.
I'll go with Sevilla.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, same. I think they're the one the most times. So yeah, they always find a way there somehow.
Juventus, Freiburg.
I mean, Juventus has not been playing so well this season, to be fair, but I think I'll still give them the edge.
Yeah, that goal Di Maria scored though. Whew, jeez.
Oh, I haven't seen. Is it the hat trick? Like that game, same game?
I forgot who they played. Who they played on Thursday. They have
Juventus has game changers in their team.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I'll say Juventus.
Yeah, I'll say Juventus as well. But whoever they meet the next round, I think they'll go out. I almost want to pick Freiburg, but I think Freiburg are like they're not there. Yeah, they're horrible. If Freiburg was like, I don't know, Eintracht Frankfurt level, then I'd be like, yeah. Man United, Real Betis.
Man, I think that Real Betis has a good chance of winning this one.
Yeah? So are you picking them or you're just saying they have a good chance?
I'm choosing Manchester United.
Again.
After Raju, after found a hedging. I chose Manchester United now. I said
it's a good chance. 20% is still a good chance.
Yeah. Okay, I'm picking United.
I think United. Yeah, United.
Okay.
I will be genuinely surprised if United beat Barcelona and then lose to Real Betis, especially on the form they're on now.
That would be something that would that's something that could happen under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
And last game, Shakhtar Donetsk versus Feyenoord.
Honestly, whoever wins this game is gonna lose in the next round. I'll go with Shakhtar Donetsk.
Yeah, I'll do Shakhtar as well.
I think that the next round of this competition is going to be where all the interesting matchups are going to happen. Yeah. Let's imagine a Sevilla versus Arsenal.
Yeah.
Or Manchester United versus Juventus. This next round is where everything is going to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'll say Feyenoord just because I don't like Shakhtar. They can go and be relegated to wherever they're from. After that nonsense with Madrid.
Them man. Listen, I get you. I know why. Yeah.
So I'll say Feyenoord.
Okay. I'll stick with Shakhtar. Shakhtar, even though they don't have Modric. Fun fact, by the way, there's just one more game until Mikhailo Modric gets to 007 status. So let's keep an eye out for that.
007.
One like James Modric, one like Modric Bond. Modric Bond.
Dang.
Graham Potter is really suffering over there, man.
How is he still in the job? I don't understand. Anyways, we should have another episode for Chelsea.
But Ray, the man is on 12 million a year.
12 million?
Yes, that's his salary. 12 million pounds a year. And he's
to get it from Brighton, I guess that's paying the money. Sheesh.
So it costs. So Chelsea has spent what, 600 million, and now they have to spend 10% of that to fire this guy. Only hoping that the next guy they bring in will do anything better. Like I mean,
they can just do what they did and just amortize the next guy's contract for 30 years. So it'll be all right. Just saying. Jeez.
Okay, so kudos and donkey segment. We're gonna start with kudos. Because let's start with good things first. Ray, do you have your kudos for this week?
Kudos. It's an interesting one. I don't want to give United a kudos.
We don't want your kudos.
Okay, fine. Well, there you go. Makes my decision a little bit easier. I'll take kudos for the week. Would probably I'm trying to think of it. I'll say Martinelli. Just because.
Did he score?
Yeah, he scored the goal. He scored the goal, and also just because he's had a poor form of run recently, and then he kind of had that tap in and all that flack. So I'll give him the kudos of getting the goal. It's an easy one because there wasn't a lot of interesting games this week. So I would say kudos of the week to Martinelli. Donkey of the week, I think. Do kudos first. Okay.
Right. Who's the kudos?
I'm gonna give my kudos of the week to Erik ten Hag. I think that I don't like to compliment Manchester United, but as a football fan, you've got to give the people who do the work the stuff they deserve. Because one of the problems with Manchester United was the consistency, and Erik ten Hag came despite the first few games where everything seemed wobbly. You can't compare the Manchester United then to the Manchester United now.
Yeah,
he's worked on that consistency every single game. They play well, so I'm going to give him the kudos of the week.
Same here. Kudos. I actually have two kudos. Well, the second kudos is just honorable mention, but my kudos is Erik ten Hag. Man went through Barcelona and won the Carabao Cup in the same week. And like Raji said, the way this man has transformed this team from what we saw in August, it's remarkable. When I say the man is turning water into wine, bro, this guy's out there in Galilee or whatever that city is in the Bible. The guy is literally taking the water out of the well and turning it into wine, bro. Be careful, we us United fans, we are drinking that wine, and we're not getting drunk, but
Christians are listening to this podcast, man. What?
Listen, like, look, we are, because think of how we started the season. Like, and we have the audacity to hope. That's the thing. United fans have the audacity to be hopeful and to be expectant. So it's I have to give it to him. Honorable mention for me is MLS season started yesterday, and Thiago Almada of Atlanta United. Bro, this man scored 2 ridiculous goals in extra time last night against the San Jose Earthquakes. I was there at the stadium last night. It was wild. It was ridiculous. I know people don't watch MLS that much, but you guys...
Do you live in the Bay or do you live in Atlanta?
Say that again?
Do you live in the Bay or Atlanta?
Oh, I live in Atlanta. Yeah.
Oh, I was like, it would have been weird if you lived in the Bay and you went for the San Jose game.
I actually went to the Whitecaps game yesterday.
Yeah?
The Vancouver Whitecaps, yeah, they're not doing so well. But
yeah,
it's the first game of the season, right? So that's you go there because it's going to be live, and then once the team starts to wobble, you don't go anymore.
And then it's the same thing with it's the same thing with us here. We've not had a good basketball season. But no, last night was wild at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, ridiculous. Just you guys just go watch the highlights. Those 2 goals are amazing. Donkey of the week. Let's start with Raji. Who's a donkey?
I'm gonna say Graham Potter, man. I think I already hinted at it. With all the resources he has, he's come out and he's already said that he's taking full responsibility for everything. But yeah, I think that very few. It just shows that he was a pretender at Brighton. There's sometimes when you have the perfect team for the perfect manager and everything works out, but then when you step up, you realize that you're beating above your level. And I think that he's not set up the team for success. So that's going to be my donkey of the week.
All right, I hear that. Ray.
Yeah, that's same. It's Graham Potter. I was going to say Chelsea at first, but I think Potter, because I think earlier in this week too, he came out just trying to be sarcastic, talking about how he just came out of a crisis meeting. I'm like, my guy, there's not time for jokes.
I know.
Your team is in the dumps. Please stop. And then you go lose to Tottenham. It's like, bro, donkey of the week, hands down. Just this guy. I mean, I'm trying to. Obviously, it's Chelsea, so I don't care. But I'm trying to sort of empathize. And I'm like, this guy doesn't. It just changes his team every week. It's like Aubameyang is away and now he's back. Like, what are you doing? So it's definitely over his head. And donkey of the week for me. That's an easy one.
Yeah, honestly, donkey of the week. I'm gonna have to give myself the donkey of the week because I am the same person who sat here and called Graham Potter a genius. I'm the same person who sat here and told Chelsea fans that they had a gem in their hands. I'm the same guy who told Chelsea fans that this guy was the right guy for them. I was waxing lyrical about Graham Potter.
Are you saying that you're prone to exaggeration? because I heard the statement you made about Manchester United going into Barcelona, and I was like, isn't that exaggeration?
No, it's not. No. See, the Barcelona one, we ran through them. We actually did run through this, man. We ran through them. Like, you know what? Let me not say things. But no, that's not. But no. I have this college roommate that is a Chelsea fan, and he was telling me he was just reminding me of all the things I said about Graham Potter, and I'm like, wow, yeah. But no, Potter is just. First of all, I know Ray, you did talk about how he made that joke at the start of that press conference. He also said something else. He said he was pretty much blaming Thomas Tuchel. Remember when he said that
the preseason thing,
and they said they had the worst preseason ever. I'm like, guy, are you dumb or are you stupid? Which one is it? Like, not so now you're blaming the former coach for your demise when this guy literally. Todd Bowley literally bought this guy a whole American football team. Plus, like he has everything he needs. Now we can talk about how maybe they've given him too much too soon, but you do not blame the previous coach for things going wrong. And he's talking about they didn't have a good preseason. Well, we had a whole month of World Cup, so the players that were around, not all Chelsea players went to the World Cup. The players that were around, you could have had your little preseason with them. That was your chance to actually put your mark on that team, and you failed. And I'll be shocked if Chelsea does not fire this guy before the end of the season, because
I agree.
If you spent 600 and whatever million pounds, 60 million pounds to protect that investment, well, you have to eat it. You have to eat that cost. So Graham Potter's a donkey, and I'm lucky a donkey too, because that one, talk about being way off the mark. Anyway, guys, we have come to the end of the podcast. Man like Raji Del Piero, even though his team played like Matteo Damian today. Big up to you. Big up to you. Thank you for joining me.
All right. Thank you so much for the kind words.
Hey, Ray, good to have you, man.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Let me know next time. Want me on? I'll jump on.
Of course. And guys, thank you for joining us in the comments. Prince AY, Linger, IR, Spliff. Thank you for keeping us. Thank you for engaging with us. And again, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, and we are on Twitter as well. Until next time, we're out, guys. Peace.
Peace.